to She Works Podcast. Today's guest is Ann. Hi, Ann.
Hi. How are you, Brooke?
I'm great. Thank you so much for being a guest today on my podcast.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. And it was just a beautiful introduction. Thank you. That was great.
Thank you. So, can you tell our listeners what inspired you to help corporate leaders and entrepreneurs celebrate life again?
Yeah. I think so many people get drugged down by being either working extra hard, getting burned out. We saw so much discussion around this during COVID, right? But even before, getting burned out, forgetting what their real passions were, forgetting what joy looked like, since sometimes they were a kid or grade school or high school, or, they just get, and the older you get, pretty soon you get married, you get kids often, then you have a mortgage, and it's just day to day getting through it, take the kids to school, get the bills paid. And so many individuals, professionals, corporate and entrepreneur people executives will forget what really gave them the joy to get started in the first place.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because I am a part of the entrepreneur group, but I'm not actively doing it. So you're correct. We do. We get off track. So, oh yeah. So, in what ways do you help corporate leaders and entrepreneurs celebrate life again?
Yes. So one of my favorite things to do is the strategic coaching sessions, which you can see on my website, especially for leaders, but for anyone who's a highly motivated individual. I love working with people who want to take it up a notch, people who are already motivated to create change, either in their job, in their life, in their world, or just find their joy again. So how do we reconnect them without turning their life upside down or quitting their job, which we know right now, great resignation. Like, some people are just saying, I'm not happy, I'm quitting my job. And for some people, maybe that's a good decision, maybe not for everyone. So what else can we do to bring meaning and purpose back into life, and fun and joy? So that's what I
Yeah.
do with my one-on-one sessions, and then also in my group intensives and courses.
Wow. How long have you been into this? Like, how long have you been doing this?
Yeah, so basically, for over a decade, I've been a professional in the fields of emotional wellness, motivation, and been coaching for, over 10 years. So it's literally my joy personally, and it's nothing better for me than bringing joy to the people I work with and having fun.
Wow, that sounds lovely. I've always wanted to ask this question. This is a side of the questions I was going to ask you. But how do you deal with those people with, I don't want to say with that are mean, but like with strong personalities, like very
Mm.
blunt? Like, how do you deal with them? Like,
Yeah, so it's kind of cool because I kind of wear two hats. I don't know if it's because I'm an introvert extrovert or exactly what, but I love working with straight shooters. So those people that, barely a filter. And if we're working one on one, like with a client and as a coach, I'm totally cool with that. But I'm also an empath and have a very sensitive and caring, nurturing side. So if I have someone who's not that kind, someone who needs to be nurtured and supported, and some people want to be driven almost by discomfort, and that's how they get work done, and other people want to be driven by comfort and seeing results in small steps and feeling like in their warm, caring place. So I actually find it a huge challenge. I have so much fun working with any type of person.
wow. I need to get like that because with stronger personalities, especially the job field I'm getting into, I'm kind of like, I'll pull away and like get in a little shell instead of like say something back to them. I don't know why I'm like that.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And that's a thing. Like, that's a whole thing. That's a whole area about developing confidence in communication. And I've worked with a lot of people around that. Kind of finding your voice, not like you can't speak. Obviously, you have podcasts, but like finding your voice when you feel uncomfortable, when it feels awkward. And when do you like kind of push back when it's not appropriate? But then when do you push back when you absolutely should and need to? And so it's finding that balance, and it can kind of actually be a fun exploration. And one of my favorite things is seeing people kind of step into their power and realize that it works, and they didn't have to be, there were no repercussions and they didn't have to be ashamed of it. And they're like, what? I feel awesome.
I want to get that. So you teach that? Like you teach?
Yes.
Oh, I'm
Yes,
gonna have to.
it's part of what I do with my executive and professional coaching, as well as finding your joy. So emotional wellness is my area. So and professional wellness. I work, as you know, with corporate, with individuals. So finding those niches that really bring you into your power is I like one of my favorite things to do.
Well, that's for you. So I wanted to speak a little bit about your book. Can you tell our
Yeah.
readers, I mean our listeners, what inspired your book?
Yeah, so it's interesting that you asked that because what really inspired my book was the need for a motivational, self improvement, personal development book that you could look at and get a benefit from in a minute or two. Because I know half the people that I know, busy people, executives, corporate, independent, entrepreneurs, they're so busy, and not everyone's a book person. Some people love it, obviously, like I do, but other people are like, it's not. It's not that they're not a book person. It's just that I don't have an hour to read a whole chapter, or I don't have a commute anymore, so I can't listen to the audiobook. What am I supposed to do? So that was why I wrote this book. So I broke down those personal empowerment messages into really succinct bites, um, really a few sentences each often. And then I put it opposite incredible visuals. So this book is it's a hardcover, fully illustrated, 285 pages. Every page has illustrations on it, and it pairs the message with a photograph or a piece of art, a photo of a piece of art, or even graphic design art, digital art that makes you think and is paired very specifically with the words. So I said, if I could bring people more of an experience where they could just read one page and have something to think about for the day, something that would motivate or inspire them, that would be a win. And that's what I did.
Yeah, I love it. I love the cover. It's really pretty. So I wanted to ask
Yeah.
you,
And it
what,
has, mm,
oh, you can go ahead.
oh, yeah, and it has 12 chapters. So you can pick an area, like you can just open the book to a page, right? And have a visual and have your message for the day. Some of them are really fun images that go with the writing. Some of it gets a little philosophical, which is fun. Like this one says, "Where you think you are right now, Brooke, is limited only by your own perspective.
Oh,
Where you
wow.
are right now is limited only by your own perspective." Because whether we think we're succeeding or failing, or whether we think we're winning, losing, good, bad, it's how we're seeing ourselves. It's not like the big picture. So it's a lot of little truths like that that can kind of give you something to about during the day. And because the chapters are divided into 12 topics, you can pick an area that appeals to you, like right now. Like, I really need motivation today. So there's a whole chapter around motivation. Or I just need more like healing today. And there's a chapter around that. Or I need my joy. Or, there's even one of my favorite chapters is number 3, which is kind of a one-off, which is uh, to be a benevolent world citizen. Like, part of finding and embracing your joy is being part of a community in your professional life, personal life, globally, all of it. So it's got a lot to choose from.
Wow. So does this book and your journal go together, or are they separate?
You you know what's funny? They don't. They're totally separate. So the book you can get on Barnes and Noble, Amazon. You can get the digital or the print version, which is um, I actually make more on the digital version. So any of you who are writers kind of know how that works, especially with a hardcover, fully illustrated books. Like, I basically don't make anything. The hardcover or even the soft cover is like the full experience. That's how I designed the book to be enjoyed. Um, so that's, like, I say do that, but it has all three formats. And the journal, however, is free, and it's on a hidden page on my website. And I'll give it to you in a second. So the journal is a 1-week challenge around your joy awareness. So you asked, how do you help people with their joy? How do you help professionals find it again? And one of those first pieces is creating awareness. So we often don't realize what is sucking our joy up, like taking it away. And we also don't really consciously realize what's giving it to us, because sometimes it's even really small things that we take for granted. So this is such a simple journal. It's illustrated, it's color. In the morning, there's two really simple questions. Like, you can write one sentence. It's not time consuming. It's not journaling. And in the evening before bed, you also write two sentences, and it shows you how you perceive things throughout the day. Just 7 days. And it's digital, so you can type it in on your tablet or your computer, or you can print it out full color and do it like a real journal. And let me give you that link to that freebie gift. So that's my website, which is www.annescottlin.com. And if you're listening to this, that's ANNE, Scottlin, SCOTTLIN, Scottlin.com. So it's annescottlin.com/joy journal, and you can download it right there.
Yeah, because I saw it all on there. It's all the way at the bottom of the page. I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Awesome.
So, I wanted to speak a little bit about your services you provide. So, can you tell our listeners a little bit about that and your team events?
Oh, and what was the last part? And
and your team events.
Okay, I still didn't get the last part because I don't know, maybe I'm just going deaf today. So I'll tell about my services first. It sounded like TV bits, but I'm not sure.
your team events.
Oh, team events. Okay, so it was my connection, which we said at the beginning was a little challenging because I have a thing. Okay, so team events. So yes, so I do anything from corporate workshops. I do retreats. I just got back from leading a 1-week retreat in Sarasota, Florida. Actually, not Sarasota. It was Anna Maria Island, which is beautiful. One of the islands outside Sarasota. And we literally worked on a lifestyle and a professional practices around joy, which was amazing, incredible outcome. I got incredible testimonials from that one. Just got back. I'll probably be doing another one in July. And corporate events. So I'll come in and do either in person, preferred, or virtually. I'll do a workshop. It can be anything from like a 1-hour lunch and learn if it's in a corporate environment, to a 4-week 1-hour course, or a 1-day 4-hour course. You basically can write your ticket based on whatever the company's or individual's objectives are. I'll tailor make it for you, but it's a really fun, light experience. When you talk about corporate training, it's not like that. It's way more fun and engaging. So that's how I bring it to my clientele in group format, or any group, nonprofit organization. And then if you want if you want to work with me individually, which is also super fun, you can look that up on services on the website. And that's basically more of an experience and a thought partnering, but an advanced version of what I would call coaching, where you spend an hour, usually every other week, really digging in and finding personal transformation in your life and your business. We can do statistics and surveys before we start, after you've done work, and really see your progress. It's fun and it's easy. So I love it.
Wow, that sounds amazing. Like, what you do is amazing. Like, I'm pretty sure you've helped a lot of people. A lot of people.
I'm very, very fortunate to do what I do. I love it. I literally cannot wait to get up in the morning and do this. And I love helping people. It's like a personality thing. Since I was a little kid, I was the one who was like always trying to do something special for people. And I can't believe that as an adult, I get to do this. It's just like, I should, it's like, I can't believe I get paid for it, because I just have so much fun doing it.
It's your full-time career? Like, you do it full-time?
Yeah, wow. I do this full time, as well as writing, also collaborating and doing partnerships. So I'll take modules of what I offer in my training and my work and bring it into other people's programs. If someone else has a retreat, or they're doing a combination workshop or event, they'll bring me in for a segment or a day. So I get to spread it around. But yeah, literally, that's what I do full time.
Nice. That's a really amazing career. So I want my listeners
to know. Happy.
Yeah, I want my listeners to know you can make things happen if you want to do it.
Yes, you can. So, yeah, I don't do no's well.
Can you speak a little bit about your strategic impact sessions? I have to say that slow. But
I probably should rename it just so it rolls off the tongue. Yeah, strategic impact sessions. So that's the leadership or one-on-one coaching, which is really like people who want to really make a difference in the world, finding their own joy, and then really making a difference in the world more than just making a living. And then I offer a similar content in my 6-week virtual program. So when someone has a group and they want to have 1 hour for 6 weeks, it can just be a group of people, a book club, anybody, corporate. Then I have 1 hour for 6 weeks virtually that we pretty much work on the same kind of thing. So living your life strategically, finding your joy. And that's a big theme around all my work is living your life strategically instead of waiting for life to just happen to you. What little control we have, let's use it, enjoy it, maximize it, live fully, go all out, and enjoy the process.
yeah, I love your methods because when I was listening to Steve Harvey, he said exactly that too. So I'm like, maybe I do need to change my ways and change what I'm doing. So
Well, and you know what's really cool about that is that it doesn't have to be massive change. I felt like that's one of the first things I notice in people is they're like, oh, I need a life overhaul, but I could never survive it. Like changing all my habits, changing all my schedules, changing everything I do. I'm like, no, no, no. It's all just small incremental changes. It's tiny little tweaks every day, tiny, easy tweaks in small, manageable steps over time to a better life. It's not like you're going on a starvation diet or anything. You don't have to sit cross-legged for 20 years before you have a better life. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do to bring that joy and freedom into your life, and it can be really easy and fun.
yeah, that's true. So I wanted to ask you, what do your clients gain out of joining your live virtual experience?
Yeah. So I think, the core content, which is really amazing, like everybody loves it. Seriously, we have so much fun. People laugh, people cry. You can open up as much or a little as you want to. And what's kind of amazing that happens in that space every time is people really find community. I mean, when you're going through that same process with other people who really want to find the same thing in their life, you really make often I see friendships for life that are made in that space. I stay connected to all the people, almost everyone I've ever worked with who wants to stay connected. I stay connected to them. So it's a really beautiful space. Not only do you come away with tools for small manageable changes in your life, and over that 6 weeks, you prove that you can do it very easily. You also come away with a support system, a network, a community of like-minded people. And to me, that's priceless.
Yeah, that is gaining connections like with your clients and stuff. And yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So I want to speak a little bit about your podcast. So
Oh,
can you
yeah.
tell us the name of it and where to find it?
Sure, absolutely. So I have a weekly podcast called Scotland Talks. You can search anything, hashtag Scotland Talks, same spelling, of course, Scottlin, Scotland Talks. The visual video podcast is on YouTube. It comes out every Thursday morning. You can check that out on YouTube or read up, follow me on Twitter or Instagram and get notifications when those come out. Or you can follow me on most of the audio platforms, whether it's Apple, Spotify, Google Play, whatever. We're broadcast on syndicated on most of the audio platforms as well. So pick your favorite one, and if for any reason you can't find it, shoot me an email from the website, and we'll hook you up.
Yeah. So what are some of the things you discuss on your podcast and speak about?
Yeah. So a lot of it is really about bringing joy back into your job. The power of joy in your job. How do you find ways to make your job a happy part of your life? A lot of people are like, okay, I got to go to my job, and then I get to go home and see my friends, and I get to go to my job. And it's really more about addressing the whole person. How can you make small changes in your personal life, your daily life, that improve your job? And how can you make changes at the job that also will improve your daily life? Like it's a whole thing. I call it, everyone used to call about work life balance back in the day when, it's like you go to work and then you go home. I'm like, nah, for most of us now, it's like work life integration. You can't really separate it. We're the same person anyway. So I talk mostly on the podcast about work life integration. And again, just a lot of my core content, sort of tricks of the trade in emotional wellness, being your best self, making small, manageable changes that create the life you want.
Yeah. Ooh, wow. And it's once a week?
Yes, so it comes out once a week, every day on Thursday, every Thursday morning, um, and you can check that out on the calendar. I can also look right now because I think it is. I think it comes out at 10. We changed it about a month ago, 10 a.m. 9 a.m. Pacific, I think. But you can check and look on the calendar or check it out on YouTube and see when the next one's coming out.
Ooh, yeah. I'm going to check it out. I want to thank you so much.
Yeah, come on over.
I will. So I want to thank you so much, Anne, for coming on my podcast today and chatting with me.
Thank you so much for having me. I mean, this was so much fun. You're so much fun. I could talk to you for hours. It'd be great.
Thank you. You too. You have a great day.
Thanks, you too. Thanks a lot, Brooke. Take care. Bye.
Bye. Hey everyone, I want to thank you all so much for listening to my interview with Anne Scottlin. She is so nice. I love her. But anyway, thank you all so much for listening to my interview. Thank you so much for supporting my podcast. And like she said, if you want to check out any of the topics that we've discussed or how to get in touch with Anne Scottlin personally, you can go on her website. I've linked it below. I don't know if you all can see my finger, but I've linked it below. It's Anne's website, and it's www.annescotland.com. And just go in there if you want to contact her or you want to become a client of hers. Just go check it out. If you want to buy her books, like she said, it's on Amazon or Barnes and Noble, and you get a free journal, and you can go on her website to go and download that journal. I want to thank you all so much for supporting my podcast, and thank you all so much for listening. I hope you all have a great day and make great choices. And make sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Bye.